Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name's Lenny, and this is the Banish bin, and this is the lovely Dayna, or you might know her as Glammaz. Um, your channel is Glammaz. It's absolutely amazing. She's such a lovely woman and
Too
such a
kind.
lovely lady. Sorry, I'll be correct. She's such a lovely lady. From across the pond. I'm actually not sure where across the pond you are, so that might be a start. Whereabouts are you in America?
I am in the belly button of America. I'm like in the middle of the Midwest. So it's 4 hours to fly to San Diego, and it's 4 hours to fly to New York.
Mm-hmm.
So I like here's America. I'm like here.
Right. So what's it roughly called where you are?
It's called. I'm in the state of Missouri, in St. Louis, in the city of St. Louis, just outside of the city of St. Louis, about 6 hours south of Chicago,
Mm.
and about 8 hours north of New Orleans.
So I've heard of like St. Louis and I've heard Missouri, but I would never be able to tell you where they were. So thank you for explaining. You're the belly button of America.
We have kind of a non-regional accent too, so we're kind of hard to place if we don't
Yeah.
sort of tell you where we are. We don't have that charming southern accent or like that brash New York accent, or I don't have like California. I don't have that. So,
You have a good accent though. I like it.
all right. I mean,
Yeah.
it allows me to communicate, so that's good.
It's always good, isn't it?
Right.
I know sometimes people get confused with mine, so you know, but I try. I
Oh, I
try.
love it. I could listen to you read the phone book. That's no lie. I love a good Scottish accent.
A good Scottish accent, did you say?
Mhm.
It's not Scottish. But at least you didn't say I was Geordie. That's different. I'm what's called a Macam. So I live in like the northeast coast of England, like
Mhm.
right at the sort of cusp just before Scotland.
Just before
Really.
Scotland.
Yeah, yeah.
For
But
some reason, I thought you were Scottish,
mm-mm.
but you're actually British.
Well, English, but like yeah, British, same.
Sorry.
No, no, it doesn't matter. I mean, I usually say English, I suppose, but it doesn't. I don't mind if someone says you're from the UK or you're from Britain or you're from wherever, Timbuktu. Sometimes.
I can never tell. I can tell you that usually when people say American, they're like, if they're not from here, they're like, "Oh, you're American," and I'm
I've,
like, "Yeah, I'm probably loud. I'm
I've
probably
been
loud
told
for you. Sorry."
I've been told I sound Scottish, Irish, and German. German.
Wow,
I'm not
German.
sure where that
Okay.
comes from, but
I didn't
but
pick up on the German, but yeah, yeah. Veronica Mitka is actually from Germany, and you pick up on the German in certain little phrases like
yeah,
shoes and like things like that. But for the most part, she's got actually she probably gets made fun of when she goes to Germany by her German friends for having an American accent now.
yeah, I bet that they'll pick up on everything.
Yeah,
And she probably hasn't noticed it either because she's just used to being where she is.
yeah.
It's amazing, isn't it? I love accents. Cool.
Me too.
Okay, right. Let's say some hellos and then we'll get started. But I don't know if I did say I have put Glammaz channel in the description box below. So please, 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 please go and uh, sign up, subscribe. It's completely free and it's a lot of fun. So there you go.
Thank you so much, Lainey. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're
Thank you. Thank
welcome.
you.
Okay, so we've got Elaine Parks. She said, "Evening, Lainey and Glammaz." Hello, Elaine. Hello to Sylvia and Chris
Yeah.
and Lindsay and Alvin and Sean, Lisa, Patrick. That he's sneaking in to say hi and light up that thumb. Yes, cool. Veronica, you mentioned, and Lynn, hello to you. Where are we? Just trying to remember who you've said hello to and who you haven't. Then by the time you get so far down, you start forgetting. Patrick says, "I have a horrible American accent." Lol. No, you don't. He is a really cool accent, doesn't he?
Who has a horrible American accent? Oh, Patrick Murphy? Oh, no, he is like the voice. If we could pick one voice to represent us, he would be it. Yeah, he's got a superstar voice.
Lindsay says, "I don't think you sound German, Lenny, just Geordie." Lol.
Just Geordie. Now, what's Geordie?
So, basically, people from Newcastle, which is a city 15 mile away from where I live. So we're a city. Sunderland's a city, and you're a Mackem, and you're a Geordie if you're from Newcastle. And there's a big rivalry, especially through football and stuff. So, and there's differences in the accent that obviously if you're not from here, you don't hear it because everyone just assumes we all sound the same. But you know. Hi John. Hi Anne Art Boutique. Hi George. George is on next week. George's Treasure Shed. I always find that a bit of a tongue twister. George's Treasure Shed. Hello Donna. She says, just popping in to say hi. Well, good luck, Glammaz. We'll catch up later.
Thank you.
Hi Sharon. Her Tinternet is being a tunt tonight, she says.
Uh-oh. Sharon, sometimes our Tinternets are twunts. We had that last weekend all across the country. AT&T just pretty much bent us all over. It was awful. Sorry.
You never think about it when it's working, do you? And as soon as it goes up, it's the worst thing in the world.
That's true. It's kind of like clean water. We never really think about it until we don't have any.
Veronica says, "Hello, Lenny. The way you say hello sounds hella German." Hello? Does that sound German?
Hello?
Hello.
I do have kind of a oh. I'm really not good at copying
accents. No, me either.
Yeah, unless I'm making fun. No, it's 2:30 p.m. where I am. Sean,
yeah. You're not in the middle of the night there.
4. Yeah.
Nick says, "Hello, my special Geordie friend." You know how your friends just take the mic? It's like rude.
That's what Veronica said. Get off my shoes, Glammaz.
Veronica says, "Geordie equals England Jersey." There is a show because you have Jersey Shore, yeah, or something similar. Or we have a Geordie Shore, which is it's quite rude. Geordie Laney. See now, Sharon's starting. Hi, Andrea.
Taking a mic.
Taking the mic.
A mic or taking the mic?
Taking the mic. Yeah, the mic. It's the same as we also say taking the piss. That's like just
taking a piss. I got. Yeah. Are you taking?
Yeah, you're taking the piss. Yeah, but you can also have taken a piss and literally gone to the toilet. It's all confusing. Hi, Lorna. Because it sounds like hello. Hello. Right, we're at the bottom. Woohoo! Yeah, that's true, Lindsay. That's what friends are for. Taking the mic. Okay, so if anyone doesn't know what the Banish bin is, it's basically I have sent Dayna 8 categories. I'm probably going to end up calling you mix between Dayna and Glamour because it just.
You can call me whatever you want. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Okay. So I've sent you 8 categories And out of those categories, Dayna's had to pick 3 for each category of things that she would like to banish forever, basically. And she will give each thing a thing and also give us a little description of why she wants to banish that thing. We then also think about it. I will think about it first. And if 3 things, I'm allowed to save 1 thing. However, I can also just decide to save none and send it all to the chat, where you lovely people in the side chat can then choose what actually gets banished. So that is how it works. So the first category is things people say.
Things people say.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I go ahead and jump in?
Go for it. Yes.
Okay. Chipotle. I have a friend who pronounces Chipotle. And for some reason, it drives me freaking crazy. It's even spelled like with the T before the L, and it's Chipotle. It's Chipotle. Holly, you know who you are. And it's that drives me batty. It drives me batty. And she's not the only person that I've heard say it. It absolutely drives me crazy. And I don't go around correcting adults that much because it's your life. So I don't correct her, but I cringe every time she said, like, I grind my teeth. Chipotle is like a Mexican restaurant, but it's also like a sauce and a pepper. Yeah, Chipotle. I can't stand it. And then the second thing I can't stand when people say resellers are stealing from the poor. Bitch, I am poor. Okay. I'm sorry, but the resellers are the poor. Why do you think we're reselling? First of all, why do you think we need a side hustle? Second of all, really, I'm stealing from the poor because to me it seems like you're just mad that I got in and got the designer stuff off the top, but there's still hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Shein blouses back there that your kids who love fast fashion have ordered and discarded. Go on, get you some. I ain't stealing from you. I'm sorry. They piss me off when they say resellers are stealing from the poor, as if we're not poor to begin with. Where do you think we got thrifting skills from? I'm just saying. You don't pick up thrifting skills from being rich, okay? You don't do that. From living your life wealthy. And then the third thing that really, really bothers me, yes, we can chuck Shein in the bin right now. And then the third thing that really bothers me, and this is going to sound awful, but George W. Bush used to say this all the time, and it drove me batty. And people still say it today. And if they want to get on my nerves and push my buttons, my sons will say it, or my husband will say it, and they know that I'm coming after them with a broom. They say nuclear.
Nuclear.
Yeah, but the nucleus of that word is nucleus, not nucleus, and nuclear is not a word. So that drives me crazy too. I just like, and my son will be like, really? Because that's a nuclear explosion. I'm like, shut the, I'll get up on a chair with the frying pan and take you down. I will. Don't talk like that. Go to Chipotle and enjoy some food or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's the three. Oh God, don't say conversate, Veronica. I forgot about that one. People say conversate, it's converse. Just please stop saying conversate. But yeah, I forgot about that one. Honestly, I probably would have put that before Chipotle, although that does grind my teeth. Yeah, and so yeah, I don't mind. Most of the things that people say go in one ear and not the other. Like, we don't really, as humans, we don't really pay as much attention to each other as we would like to think. But those three, especially the resellers are stealing from the poor, that thing that went on TikTok, and all the millennials and like the Gen Zs are like, me. And I'm like, up yours.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay. We'll go through it.
I told you I wasn't going to get serious.
No, that's good.
I just had to get that little bit of serious.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I have heard of, I'm now worried about how I say it. I'm like, how do I say it? Chipotle? What do you say?
It's Chipotle.
Chipotle.
Chipotle, exactly.
You see, the thing is, I've heard of it, but I've never really needed to use it because I think it's a spicy thing, and spicy and me
Well,
don't
and
do.
if they don't have a Chipotle on every corner in your country, it's totally different, right? But
Yeah,
they have one on every corner here, and they advertise them on the radio. Everybody's saying it right, but you, Holly. Sorry. Hi, Holly. I love you.
Chipotle. I don't know. It sounds like Chipotle. It just makes it.
Chipotle. Thank you. Chipotle.
I have certain words that bug me that like people say, and as Nick has wrote in there, actually only about Pacific, because it's Pacific and people say specific.
Oh.
And specific. So they say Pacific for specific, and they like, yeah. He also doesn't like. Oh, I forgot what the word
God,
was.
Holly's not watching this, Veronica. She would throttle me. And she'd be laughing. She has the same messed up sense of humor that I do. She'd be laughing.
She would like just laugh about it. So right, we're going back to the new. Is it nuclear that you don't like?
Yes, nuclear.
Nuclear. I never really thought about it.
And I'm like, it's not nuclear, it's nuclear. Nuclear.
Do you know what? I've never even really thought about that before, and I probably actually said it the way you didn't like when I think about it. But then it's not something that comes up in conversation, like generally.
Right,
do you know what I mean? It's not a word that I would like use a lot, but when something bugs you or when someone says it, and especially if someone knows they're saying it wrong, but then continue to do so, like that's annoying. Like it's intentional. Like
you know that George W. Bush, you know that he had speechwriters that came up to him afterwards and said, "Sir, it's pronounced blah blah blah. It's pronounced nuclear," and he's
I have issues with words sometimes when I have to read them the way they look. And my whole brain, even though I know that what I'm about to say is wrong, but my whole brain just, it's like, we have a place called Reading. We have a place here called Reading, but it's spelt reading. So the whole of me wants to say, it's reading, but it's Reading. That's how you pronounce it. And there's loads of places. There's Salisbury, but it's spelled Salisbury. And I'm like, stop. Just words, you know what I mean? But I get it with certain things. Like, we have Aldi, and my friend says Aldi. I'm like, no, it's Aldi.
I do that because I make Aldi's plural every single time. I'm going to Aldi's, like it's like either plural or possessive, and and I'm like, I'm going to Aldi's, and Veronica, I know that drives her crazy.
But then, like, because it's your like accent, it's probably, you know, like being like on that side of the water type of thing. That does make a difference to how we pronounce it. It's like aluminium, but you say aluminum. What do you say?
Aluminum.
There's he's there saying Aldi, but he's put an extra L in it. You see,
I put an S on the end. It's like when people say Illinois. And I know it's the state is pronounced Illinois, but it's to some people.
Don't the Americans say it Legos? Well, we call it Lego. There's no S on the end, but you say Lego.
I call it Legos. I always have. Even if I have one little Lego, I call it Legos. And the plural of Lego is probably more Lego.
Yeah, and then you say maths. No, you say math, and we say maths. Yeah. You had an S on Lego and we had an S on maths. It's weird, isn't it, how we all do these sort of things? It's just differences.
Yeah.
But, anyway, resellers that are stealing from the poor. It's just pathetic, isn't it? Honestly, it's just, I don't get that whatsoever. If we have charity shops here, I mean, I've done a bit of reselling. I don't resell now, but I have done a bit of reselling in the past, and whatever, you go around to charity shops and it's resellers that keep them things going. Do you know what I mean? If it weren't for yous going around the thrift shops, them places would be shut. They wouldn't work, because you probably go in there and spend hundreds and thousands of pounds. Well, your average person might go and spend like $5 or something, like, or £5, like in our case, and like where yous are spending hundreds and hundreds on a consistent basis, which keeps that place You know what I mean? Go on.
Well, and the charity shops benefit the charities that they're being a shop for. So like the Salvation Army benefits, the Salvation Army services of like their services to the homeless and all that stuff, and so on and so forth. So I feel like, it just does it's an argument that doesn't make sense to me, and it's just I feel like it's silly. Do you see that, Lainey, over in the UK? Do you see a lot of pushback on that for resellers?
Yeah, definitely. People have said that they kind of like get angry and annoyed. You're taking away from people who don't have enough money. To be honest, a lot of the charity shops now price out those people who don't have enough money. Do you know what I mean? They've become expensive to everybody essentially. Do you know what I mean? Like, but if it's branded stuff and stuff like that, like if I had no money, my last thought would be looking for branded stuff. You know what I mean? I'd just be happy to have something to wear. And it wouldn't matter whether it was like a supermarket brand. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's the thing that bothers me is that, there's still plenty. My God, we have such a glut of fast fashion that is just being shoveled into landfills all the time, even from charity shops. So, I mean, the Goodwill's pricing, you're right. The Goodwill's pricing is not for the poor. But, I disagree. I think, that, poor people can afford a $5 blouse if they need a blouse for work. It doesn't have to be name brand. So no, they shouldn't buy the $20 blouse anyway, because,
they wouldn't be able to afford it. Because if you're going to spend $20, you can buy that in the supermarket and buy something new then, I suppose. Whereas it's probably better for someone to look online and maybe like on a marketplace or something like that. We have like Facebook Marketplace. You have like, is it Craigslist or whatever it's called?
Yeah, there are places to get free clothes.
Yeah, free clothes, and also say maybe a bag full for $10 or whatever. Like we do things like that here. You know what I mean?
And we have that too, like buy, sell, trade. Or we have like free websites, where you can go and find your local free stuff. Veronica uses those for packing stuff. I just think that most of the people doing the complaining are honestly suburban privileged people. Most of the people doing the complaining have never had to have government cheese. They've never had food stamps. They've never had to have any type of assistance whatsoever. They've never had their lights or their electricity turned off for not paying the bill. They've never experienced the humiliation of wearing, outdated clothing or secondhand clothing to a school or whatever, because they need to and not because they can't. They've never experienced, they've never eaten pancakes for dinner 3 nights in a row because your parents couldn't afford to go buy groceries. They don't experience those things. So, they're the ones talking about how poor people, la, la, la. And I'm like, bitch, you ain't never been poor in your whole life. Yeah. Pardon my French. Sorry.
Well, no, totally fine. We can but yeah, I totally get that. It's like, they just like to be assholes, for want of a better word.
They're just looking for their butt hurt because somebody else got the good stuff before they did. Get there early, girl.
Yeah. John says rich people like to turn the poor against one another.
Oh yeah. I believe that's true.
Yeah. And Veronica says exactly. Goodwill's pricing is not for the poor. And Lindsay says poor people can't afford the charity shop prices anymore, which is true. And then Anne says, Goodwill is a corporation. They get this stuff free for a turnaround and price it where poor people can't afford it, which is mental when you think about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, Sharon's saying even Primark clothing is priced up in charity shops. I don't know if you have Primark. Not sure.
I don't think we do. If we do, it's probably Coastal.
Yeah, it's a very cheap fast fashion brand here that you can get a full outfit for shoes, top, trousers, coat, probably an accessories as well for like £50.
Yeah, if you are truly poor, you can get stuff. You can get help.
Yeah.
There's always help.
Definitely. And and yet yes, they do. They price them up, which is mad. It just makes me think. I don't know. High Live Star Rewind.
And I don't like the idea that I don't like it when the thrift store prices go up any more than they do. But
no.
But by the same token, don't tell me I'm robbing from the poor.
But then I know they're a business. Essentially, they have to be, because do you know what I mean? Like, to survive. But there's got to be ways and means of doing some of the things that they do. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I mean, even look at Lindsay and Alvin. They go in the bins. There's plenty of stuff in there, perfectly usable, that they've priced so high that no one buys it, and then they bin it. Why not then reduce it right down? Surely, if they got 50 pence for it, you know what I mean? It's better than it going in the bin. Doesn't make sense?
Yeah, absolutely, that makes sense. Absolutely, that makes sense. And the thing is that, okay, so who are Lindsay and Alvin? Who are they stealing from? Because nobody that I can tell. The landfill.
The rats in the bin.
Yeah, right. The rats in the bin who are like, I
used to have them in my house. Now I can't get any.
Wow.
You got to laugh, haven't you? I suppose, or you cry.
Laugh or you cry. That's so true. Yeah. That's so true.
Government cheese was good. Whatever that means.
I didn't like it because it wouldn't melt. I was really angry at it because it wouldn't melt.
It wasn't melting.
You could melt that shit with a blowtorch. I mean, you could put that in a furnace or on the surface of the sun, and it would arrive back to you intact and just scorching hot but intact.
Liv says, I grew up on hot dogs and SpaghettiOs. Thrift stores are getting so expensive for the sure.
Yeah.
Patrick says, these kids who are bitching about Gen Xers, if your parents are Gen Xers, their kiddo, remember we came from the generation where abortions was a form of birth control. Be thankful you are here.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Lynn said, my friend said in London the street beggars are accepting credit card payments.
Oh, no kidding.
Mad. It says exactly, Lenny. Some people say it is theft that we take from the bins. How can taking from the bins be theft? Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. Like,
Joan.
Yeah. Put them in the bin, Does it make good grilled cheese?
I don't know. I liked Velveeta better, but you eat a government cheese sandwich when you got a government cheese sandwich. And we would cut it into my mom would cut it into little things, and then she would pick something from the garden and chop that down. And that's, sometimes you had government cheese and like a chopped up cucumber for lunch sometimes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I grew up dirt poor, and I don't want to say that because, for God's sake, I mean, I had clean water. I was fully clothed. I never missed a meal. So I don't want to pretend like I grew up, hungry in the streets of Dubai.
Yeah, we lived day to day type of thing. Like, my dad worked away for work, and he would send home whatever pay packet he had, and I never knew that poor, if you know what I mean, though, because there was always a lot of love, a lot of my mum always, I don't know how she made the money work in the way she did, but she was very good at, she used to bake and everything, and then the meals that we had, so if we had a Sunday dinner where it would just be sometimes just mince and gravy because that's how we could afford as the meat.
Yep.
Then the next day with the use leftovers to make a hash or something, and it just, that's how she always worked. And we were always, as you said, clean fed. We had water and all of that, but couldn't just go out and buy anything,
Well, and I think it makes you appreciate the little things more. I really do. I think it makes you much more grateful as you're growing up, for every little thing, because how precious it would be to someone. How precious it would be to the child that you were.
Yeah, true. Okay, so people, I think I know what the answer will be on this, right? But obviously we're gonna go and do it. So people who say Chipotle, I'm gonna do it like that. If you want to banish them, just put chip. We'll shorten it so you don't have to write everything. People who say resellers are stealing from the poor, put poor And people who pronounce, and I'm going to say it wrong again, Anna,
Nuclear.
We'll say put bush, because it's bush that bothers you as well, isn't it?
Oh, it is so, but it started with him, and it's him and like most Texans.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's
So, tip, pua, or bush. Hi, Joy. And then we'll see what they decide. But yeah, I figured it would be the resellers stealing from the pua thing. Yeah. Joy, do you want to know what you live?
Chris, don't say potato. You're gonna make me hungry.
Potato.
Angry. Or as Lainey calls it. Aw.
I can't think of how you pronounce it. Paw, is it? Which is wrong, because then that's P-O, like pour your drink to me.
Yeah, it's exactly like pour your drink. Yeah, pour your drink, pour.
Yeah, but poor. I know it sounds like some sort of person with problems in the back end area, but you know what I mean.
I thought it sounded lovely until you said that.
Sorry, but that's just
cool. It's cool. Funny.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to that one. So, well, brilliant. Yeah. Get rid of them. Unfortunately, you're going to have to listen to your friend Holly say Chipotle all the time.
I was going to have to listen to it till the day I die anyway. It's okay.
I'm guessing she's lovely enough that it's worth it.
She is a fantastic human being. She is like one of my favorite people on planet Earth. Seriously. Yeah.
That's good. Okay, so we shall move on to the second category, which is food. So if you want to elaborate.
Okay, but I have some strong opinions. And the first one, you call it, I think you guys call it polony. And we call it bologna.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you don't really say polony now.
I cannot be in the same room as polony or bologna. And here's why. Once upon a time, we were on our way when we would go on long trips, in the car, like 2 hours to see grandma or 3 hours to see aunts and uncles or something. My mother would buy a loaf of bread and a pack of bologna, and she would, because it was a cheap way to feed everybody in the car. And she would like sit up front and make the little sandwiches and then pass them around back. Right. So everybody got a sandwich or two. So here's the thing. I used to read a lot when they would go on these long car trips. And I was sitting in the back and I'm reading, and I'm sitting in the middle and I'm eating bologna sandwiches. And I got so car sick and so motion sick. And I'm like, Dad, you got to pull over. Dad, you got to pull over. And he pulled over, but he didn't pull over in time. And I threw up all over everybody in that car. I mean, I was just like, whoa. I was like the Exorcist, and I just threw up all over the place. And I was like 7 or something. And to this day, and the smell of that bologna vomit stuck with me for years. And to this day, I can't even smell it. I'm like, oh, yeah. So that's bologna. And then, oh God. And then, okay, my American friends are going to hate me for this, maybe. But if you're ever in the U.S. during Thanksgiving, one of the things that they're going to be pushing at you is they're going to go, oh, you got to try this pumpkin pie.
Okay.
Pumpkin pie is so god awful. It's so bad. They're like, here's a mushy gourd pie. Enjoy. It's just, to me, it smells like pumpkin. It's just off-putting. I don't like it. I don't like it. And it's just mushy. And it's not mushy in a good way. Like, ooh, this is a 4-layer, whipped cream situation. It's just like pumpkin with some spices in it that they toss into a pie crust and bake, and they leave it open on top. And I'm just not a fan. I married the only other man in the universe, in America at least, who hates pumpkin pie. Hates it with a passion. Yeah, pumpkin and anything flavored pumpkin is gross. I agree. I am so with you.
There's pumpkin pie is baby puke in a crust.
Yeah. And then the third thing, and this is good. Sometimes this causes a split in a chat, but I'm going to say it out loud. Pineapple on pizza is an abomination.
Yes.
If you wanted to stab a pizza and just kill it and make it awful, you should just stab it and throw it outside in the dirt. It would taste better than pineapple on pizza. It doesn't belong there. It's so, who puts a citrus fruit on a pizza? I mean, okay, technically tomato is a citrus fruit. However, yeah, and pineapple on pizza, I can't. Nope. Sweet and salty I can do together, but I can't do sweet, salty, and the tomato paste. Ugh.
No. Okay, let's go through it. So the funny thing is, right, I used to like bologna when I was a kid. I remember us having it, but we don't have it now. It seems to have disappeared, and I can't tell you what it was made of. Not at all. Don't have a clue. Which is like armpits and assholes. Oh, probably is. But like, yeah, I do remember it, like us having it like bologna sandwiches, and I totally when you've been sick through something. Like I had a bug, and I don't know if you do like spaghetti and tomato sauce in a tin, like you know what I mean. So I had that for my tea, and I brought that up, and I couldn't eat or go anywhere near spaghetti for years and years. I mean, I can't eat it now, but when I was a kid, no. So I get that reason. And because we don't have bologna anymore, there's absolutely no point in me saving it because I can't even buy it. So what's the point? So, that's my thoughts on that. I have never tried pumpkin. I don't think I would like it. Looking at the pictures of pumpkin pies that I've seen, it looks very stringy, and I don't like stringy. Which is why I don't like pineapple, because it's stringy. But I like the taste of pineapple juice, but not on a pizza. That's just wrong. So that's like, why would you? But why? I just don't get it. And the pumpkin pie thing. See, because like when I was a child, when you did Halloween, you all have like pumpkins and cut all the things out. We didn't have pumpkins when I was a child. We used what was turnips or swede. I don't know what you used to call it, but anyway, yeah, that's what we used when I was a child. It was very basic. I mean, we have pumpkins now, you know what I mean? But like, ever tried one? Anne says it's not stringy at all, but it does look like
it's not stringy, but it is mushy, and it literally is the consistency of baby food.
Yeah, it does look wet and mushy, but what's the flavor of it? Can anyone describe that? Because like I said, I've never tried it. But I suppose it's not really good asking you because you don't like it.
I mean, just the look. I'm sorry. I just my grandma. When I was little, my grandma we would go down there for Thanksgiving, and I'd be having my fingers crossed because I'm like, okay, this year just make one apple, one chocolate, one something, and she'd be like, I made 10 pumpkin pies, and I'm like, son of a biscuit. So then what I would do is when I got my pumpkin pie, I would put the whipped cream on the side, like a whole bunch of Cool Whip, and I would walk around with my plate and take it in the other room and scrape out the pumpkin and throw it in the trash, and then just put the whipped cream on the thing and then eat it like that. Yeah, but just put the whipped cream in the crust. It was fine.
Is it like savory? I'm guessing.
No, actually, it's a sweet.
It's a sweet thing.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sweet potato, but to me, it's the aftertaste is completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Like a sweet potato is like the aftertaste is like and pumpkin is like, oh, I need to go on.
I'm kind of on the the shelfie a little bit because I'm thinking I wouldn't like it, but then I'm thinking, how can I say that if I've never tried it? And it's kind of like, do you know what I mean? I'm kind of thinking, should I save it for that reason? Because until you've tried something, you can't really sort of agree. And I always used to bring my daughter used to be terrible for food and be like, oh, I can't eat that or whatever. And I'd say, well, if you try it, you don't like it, I'll never ask you to try it again, type of thing. And there's loads of foods that she liked because of that. So I'm kind of, oh, it's got cinnamon in, done. No, I don't do cinnamon. That's like eating warm dust. I'm sorry, but like, why would you eat warm dust? Someone tell me. Why?
Liv, you oversold it, Liv.
Sorry, Liv. No, gone now.
Yeah.
Now you can have my pumpkin pie, Nick. I'm done. It's definitely going. I don't do any kind of like those like Christmassy spices, isn't it? But they're all too. It's like having warm dust, and why would you do that?
I don't. I like it in things, in other things. I just do not. Oh, I just can't stand it's the pumpkin smell and the pumpkin flavor for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might have to just try pumpkin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's how it says that. Okay, so I am not saving anything because, like I said, I definitely hate pineapple on a pizza now that the cinnamon that's definitely gone, and we don't have bologna anymore. So if you want to banish bologna, type bologna. If you want to banish pumpkin pie, type pie. And if you want to banish pineapple on a pizza, write you're weird. No, just write pineapple. Like you're weird if you don't banish it, I suppose is what I meant. Yeah.
Pickled eggs on my pizza. I actually like pickled eggs better than I do pineapple on pizza.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm okay with pickled eggs. I'm not great with them. They come back to haunt you. That's always a decision that comes back to haunt you, isn't it? Like you can never eat pickled eggs and just roam free. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah. Hi, Glenn. It looks like it's the pie. Pie. I know that actually might be easier to type 1, 2, or 3, but then I'll probably forget which one I said, which number 2. I know my brain. Just go,
I think I'm all alone on baloney.
All alone on baloney. You can just have all of the baloney then. Oh, you mean you want rid of it? She wants rid of the baloney. That's right.
She's sitting on Baloney Island, party of one.
Okay, so it is the pumpkin pie. Sorry, Nick, you never get any again. You can't have any. You can't just keep writing pineapple to make it better because it doesn't work.
Yeah.
You.
So yeah, if some ignorant American just shovels it at you at Thanksgiving, just say no, thank you. It's save yourself the pain.
Definitely. All right, because we have hot cross buns and they're all spiced with cinnamon. No,
that sounds good to me.
Yeah, you probably would like them, like a lot of people do. Easter, everybody has them at Easter, and you get them in all kinds of flavors, but ultimately they have them warm spices, them warm just flavorings. I'm just flavoring.
Can I the eggs, please? The eggs and the chocolate. I'll be good.
Yeah, Sylvia loves the hot cross bun. Yeah.
I apologize. Oh,
no problem.
Every time the weather changes, I get like this. Ooh.
Okay. So your next category is bands or singers. So you can make a choice, whichever you want.
Let's see. A little column A, little column B. You're not gonna like me for the first one.
Okay.
But Herman's Hermits.
Herman's Hermits.
Yes, and I loved them, and I loved Henry VIII, and I loved what was the Miss something. Anyway, I liked Herman's Hermits until I was working at a hotel. I spent 32 years in the hotel business. I was working at a hotel. They came to check in, and they were like, if you need anything, let us know. And because I said, if you need anything, let us know. And they're like, if you need anything, let us know. And I'm like, okay. So my uncle Mike, I knew, was a huge Herman's fan. So I came across them. I went downstairs to deliver something to the bar, and the guy like kind of grabs me by the back of my shirt, and he's like, hey, what are you doing here? And he was a little drunk. And I'm like, hey, oh, can you sign this for my uncle? He's a huge fan of yours. And he's like, oh, sure. And he signs it. And then I got in trouble. My general manager was like, you can never ask for autographs from the guest. And I'm like, this guy was all over me. I had to get some sort of, I felt like I should be able to ask for something when you are trying to slide your hand down in my butt. I was young and cute back then. So yeah, they snitched on me. So Hermits, I don't like them because they're snitches. Other than that, their music was fine, but I hated them being snitches. I don't like snitchies. Dave Matthews. Because I don't like Dave Matthews. I just there's something about his voice, and everybody was buying his CDs back in the 90s. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't, I don't like his voice. I don't like his songs. And then Creed also in the 90s, because they were like just the most depressing music. And I'm like, oh my God, every time I put you on, I want to kill myself. So I didn't like Creed either.
Okay. I've heard of them all, but I don't know any of them very well. So let's put it that way. What is Hermits? What was one of their major hits, for instance?
They sang I'm Henry the Eighth, I am Henry the Eighth, I am. Yeah, they sang that.
And what about Creed?
Creed.
I'm probably gonna know them.
Honestly, I can't remember one of their songs. Can somebody remember one of their songs?
Yes. Mind blank. I didn't know who he was, and I did a reaction on my reaction channel, the music thing I do, and I got a bit of stick for him because I wasn't that really impressed. Yeah. And there was quite a few like sort of Dave Matthews people that like sort of, I didn't even know which one was which on the. It was like him and another fella, and I didn't know who any of them were.
Liv has it with arms wide open. And then I'll give you everything. Yeah, that was Creed. Can you take me higher? They took themselves way too seriously for their level of talent. It's 90s depression music, suicide music, really. I shouldn't say that.
There's lots. There's like, Lana Del Rey.
Yes. Well, I mean, not personally.
I can't stand her music, and I just find it so depressing, and so I don't like. I know people get like, how like they get emotionally attached to people's voices, but I don't think I just don't get it. I just find her whiny. I find her really whiny, and
now to be fair, on the other side, I got real sick of Pharrell Williams' "Happy" too.
Mm. Yeah, you do.
I heard it so damn much.
Yeah, I used to take the mick out of my children because I used to call him Farrell. His name's Farrell, and they'd say, because back then they were like younger, and I was not very cool. So we're like, oh, you mean Farrell? And we're like, no.
Yeah, I've never been cool. I get that. I'm with you, kid.
Yeah, I've never been cool, am I? That song is only good when Patrick Swayze sings it in Ghost. Which song? Oh, I'm Henry the Eighth, I am. That's right. With
yeah, they were pretty upbeat. The thing is that I like their music. I thought they were a cheeky little, 60s sort of, that early 60s sort of thing. But apparently my asking for an autograph for my uncle was insulting because they wanted me to ask it for myself and think that they were still young and relevant. I don't know.
Yeah, out in
you're tattle tits, and I was like, no, sir. You're tattly.
Nick says, wow, if you think Creed are depressing, you should take a look at some of my collection, lol.
Uh-oh.
He well, he really loves Lana Del Rey. He also, because I call her name, I call her Miserable Bitch. That's just her name. So whenever like he's playing, I'm like, oh, have you been listening to Miserable Bitch? You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, it's not that I hate all depressing music. I love the blues, and that's
Yeah.
probably the most depressing music on the planet. But it's got a great beat and it's got a story, and sometimes it has like a twist that makes you laugh. You know, these last $2.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. But it's just, you know, when it's like, and I'm like, shut up.
The
Go back to
thing
your mom's
is, like,
garage.
I listened to, because like since I was doing that channel, I only knew one Radiohead song, and then since then I've been opened up to the world of Radiohead, and there's loads of songs of theirs that I like, but they are really depressing, and you know what I mean, in terms of what they're about and everything. So
there's depressing, but then there's like extra uber, like let me shout it at you depressing. Yeah. I don't know. I find Creed annoying, and I find Dave Matthews annoying because, again, he's supposed to be this quirky, fun sort of, you know, and he can do the runs, but he can't. He sucks in every single tone to me. I mean, I just find it annoying and buttery and like self-aware.
I think that's what I said on the thing, that it was just very screechy for me, and I think that's what people were like. Yeah, coming at me.
I'm not judging anybody for liking what they like. You like what you like for your own reasons. I don't give a crap about that, but this is just what I like.
But I think that's a good thing, though. Like what you hear and how it affects you is completely different. Because if you feel something towards that, another person doesn't. That's just each of their own, isn't it? Really.
Right. I'm not going to judge somebody unless it's Nickelback, and then I'll probably judge you a little.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I actually love Nickelback. I actually like Nickelback. It's weird.
Coldplay, then yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I think a lot more people like it than they let on.
Ian's going to see James Blunt on the 12th of April, a birthday gift.
Oh, okay. Who's
James Blunt? I just fixed James Blunt's radiator, said he was a lovely bloke.
Oh, cool.
Did you say who's James Blunt?
Yeah.
He's had a couple of hits. What was his main one? Someone's going to bug me now. He met her in a tube station or something. What was the song? Why is it just going to bug me? And he had a really... Yeah, someone put in the song title. You're beautiful. You are beautiful. No, is it that right? No,
is it? You are beautiful, no matter what they say.
No,
wait. Or is it you're beautiful?
That one. That's the one.
Okay, that one. Sorry, guys. I'm not.
Yeah, Monsters.
Enough to do that for a living.
Honestly, Monsters made me cry. That song. If you watch that song, made me really cry. Yeah, and goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. That one as well. He did that song. Yeah, but loads of people said he was like depressive and everything, and he used to joke about it and like really like, you know, like it was funny on, like, you know, someone said something, he would like really joke about it and stuff. Didn't take it seriously. Monsters makes me cry to Laney shush, because I did it on my video thing on the React channel. Okay, let's get back to this. So I'm not going to save any of them because I'm not bothered by any. So I will ask the chat. If you want to save Herman's Hermits, type Herman. If you want to banish Herman's Hermits, type Herman. If you want to banish Dave Matthews, type Dave. And if you want to banish Creed, type Creed. I got there eventually, didn't I?
You did. See, we knew it. We knew.
Harry Murphy thought that was Rod Stewart singing those songs, I'm guessing.
I will take all for 1,000, Alex. Yeah.
So, Dave Matthews and the something.
Thank you, Nick and Andrea. Thank you, Lindsay and Alvin.
Glenn says, I haven't heard of the last two, so I'm pinning both of those.
Herman snitch.
Herman,
Tattling.
Herman for being a lech.
I know. They were like, I'm going to tell Mom.
I'm going to have to do counting on this one, Anna. Right, let's have a look. 1, 2. Right, it's only two creeds. So there's Dayna by the looks of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Daves.
That's how
there's
much
3 creeds.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. So it's Dave because there's four Hermans, 5 Daves, and 3 creeds. So goodbye, Dave Matthews.
Goodbye, Dave Matthews.
Imagine if he just disappeared, like he was just sitting there talking and then he just disappeared. It's just jumped in the Banish bin with everyone else.
What would you say, Dave, if we threw you in the dumpster?
You'd be there with Trump and the rats, and you'll be asking where their glasses have gone.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Dave has 6, did it? Yeah. I thought it had enough anyway. Right, moving on to the next category, we have things people do.
Oh, okay. I'm going to get very, very serious. I'm joking. I'm not. Okay. The first one is Space Invaders. When people invade your personal space and they like get up on you and they talk too close, or like you're shopping. I hate it when I'm at the bins, or when I'm at and our bins are like clothing bins. When I'm at out shopping, or I'm out doing something, or I'm in line at the grocery store and somebody gets as close as humanly freaking possible to me and they're invading my personal space. I hate that. Space Invaders. I'm like, come on, honey, can you just like take a step back? Come on.
Lou says, I thought you were talking about the video game, and that was instantly my thought.
But they're kind of like that. And I don't have I don't have enough ammo to do what they did. So no, I'm joking. I just literally, they invade my space and I'm like, come on, give me some, I would like to breathe my own breath. I want to smell my lunch, not yours. And then the second one is the affectation. There's an affectation here in America, and it's specific to, again, it's specific. I sound like I'm beating up on young people, and I love young people. My grandchildren are young people. They're fantastic. But there is this affectation with a certain level of like social media personality that goes like this. And everything that they say sounds like this. And they are baby strippers in training. And everything's a question. So, yeah, baby stripper voices, like that affectation drives me crazy. I'm like, come on. Not everything's a question. And you can make a statement. Oh, hi, that's my sister. And she's BooTube production company. But it's like a baby stripper. Yeah, I'm going to quit doing that because I'm annoying myself. And then people who pick their noses while they drive and don't think anyone can see them. Okay. Like they will be like digging all the way up for gold. Like they're way back in the hills of California digging for gold and think that nobody can see them. And then they roll it into boogers and flick it out the window. I've seen it happen more than once. It drives me crazy. I'm like, just grab a tissue, honey. It's a tissue. Yeah, baby stripper voices. Yep.
I wrote that, baby strippers, and I'm thinking, if someone reads my notes, they're going to be what? What?
Yeah.
You know,
pick up a tissue and blow. You're a grown up. Blow it. Blow it out.
Nick said, fart, they soon back off if they're right beside you. And Chris said, stand on their toes. Sharon says, she calls them neck breathers. Obviously, hi, Boo. Which is your sister. I'm going to find you and ask you to do this as well, by the way. I need to do that. Liv says it's a huge pet peeve for her because I need a lot of space. Lindsay says, upward inflection voice. Yeah, very annoying. Aha, vocal fry, says Liv. Macam Mula, which is Glenn, says, that sounds like Tiffany, as in the singer back in the day.
Yes.
Picking her nose right now. Lin says, singing sentences.
Wipe it. That's why God made Kleenex. Yeah.
John says, they're all great suggestions. Bin them all. Joy, picking the nose, yuck.
Yeah, and then go like that. And whenever I'm driving up next to somebody in traffic and they're doing that, I know what they're doing. I know what you're doing. I know.
Yeah.
And they don't think anyone can see them because they're driving. But I'm like, you have clear windows.
Mm-hmm. She says, traumatic bogey pickers at the lights, at the traffic lights. Lindsay says, oh no, Boo, are you going to be a victim? I meant a guest on the Banishment. Of course, that's what we're calling it.
You got to do this. It's like the best quiz ever. It's so fun.
Yeah. Okay. So, seeing as Space Invaders isn't the game, although actually I haven't played it since I was a kid, so I'm probably not really that bothered anyway if it was that. But I totally get what you mean. People are just so close. I remember being on a bus when I was young, and there was loads of empty seats, and this guy just sat beside me. Loads of empty seats, and he sat beside me, and then his leg was so close up against my leg, which is... and I actually got off the bus because I just felt so like, get away from me.
Yeah. You knew where he was headed with that.
Weird. And but yeah, in anything you do, like what really annoys me is like if I'm say in the supermarket and I'm like looking at something and somebody wants something, they just stretch across me like I'm not there. Do you know what I mean? That really annoys me.
Yeah.
Like, say, excuse me, do you mind if I get whatever? That's what I do, so why not anyone else? You know?
That's whatever happened to excuse me?
Exactly.
Whatever happened to that? I mean, did it become like, is it illegal to say somewhere or something? I don't understand. I'm like, maybe just to like, excuse me. Hey, excuse me. Sorry.
Totally.
But yeah, I shouldn't smell like whether you had pickles for lunch or your perfume. I don't want to smell that. I don't want to breathe your breath.
No. Yeah. I don't either. Joan had the same thing happen to her. It was horrible. I was too young. I'd slap them now. Yeah, manners have gone up in price with inflation, maybe, definitely.
I think they have. Yeah.
Chris, put a bra on, Lenny. That'll stop them reaching in front of you. I mean, how far do you think they stick out like? Jesus. Okay. So as for the baby stripper thing, it was kind of a thing back in, I think it started with like Paris Hilton, essentially.
Yes.
That's how she used it.
Yeah.
And then girls seemed to copy that. You know what I mean? And it was like, I'm going to say something and it's really bad. So if anyone's accent is literally like that, but it sounds like you're really thick. You're very... Yeah, it sounds like you've got no intelligence, and that's an awful thing to say because it could be like an actual... It's not an actual accent though, is it? It's something that people do intentionally, I think.
It's very much an affectation. There is no American accent like that. None.
Yeah.
And I can guarantee that there are, tens of thousands of young American women who sound exactly like that. They're like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I went to this store yesterday and and now I'm gonna put on these 4-inch high clear heels and then I'm gonna get on the pole.
Yeah.
That's what they sound like.
Was it Pink in one of her songs that did that sort of Paris Hilton type sort of thing with acting really stupid, like walking into doors, and do you know what I mean? And sort of girls to use their brains, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's what she was trying to do. But yeah, I totally get it. I hate that sort of falseness. It's just awful. Driving and nose picking in general is a no to me. Like, I can't even pick my own. This is going to be weird. I can't even pick my own nose because it gives me the shivers. You know, like, if someone,
Yeah.
you've heard of things like, when scraping the blackboard or all of that, where people say it goes through them. That with the picking goes through me.
Like if you
in
have a tiny
that
little
way.
cliffhanger that won't, like one of those little cliffhangers
know
that
sometimes
snaps in the
you've
middle
got-
and it will not let go, then you
Yeah,
have to
sometimes you've got
grab
no
a tissue
choice,
and grab
have
it.
you?
But yeah, just to go like sinus deep in that shit, that's messed up, man. And don't do it in traffic. I don't want to see it.
Yeah. Don't be like right up your nostril, poking yourself in the eye from the inside. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Really? Do you know what I mean?
Poking yourself in the eye from the inside. I love that.
Yeah. It's just no, weird, disgusting. Anyway, so having said that, if you want to banish people who invade your space, so space invaded people, put space. If you want to banish adult women who talk in a kind of singy-songy baby voice, put baby. No, put voice, because it sounds like I'm banishing babies, and that's a bit weird.
We're putting babies in the
trunk. Yeah. So
this is a prom night. We're not putting babies in a. No,
yeah,
I'm so sorry.
No, we won't put those on. And driving nose pickers, put nose. So space, voice, or nose. And everyone's putting bin them all free for them, but you're gonna have to pick one.
You gotta pick. You
gotta pick.
Only don't pick your nose.
If you don't pick one, then all three of them need to stay.
I mean, you can pick your nose, I guess, and you can pick your friends,
but
you can't wipe your friends on the sofa.
At least try and disguise what you're doing. Do you know what I mean? At least trying to, get a tissue.
What's great about this?
Yeah, it's like trying to be, but like to full on, raking your nose till you push your own eyeballs out the socket is just really weird.
Right? Like if you really got to go in there after it, you need to excuse yourself and go to a private place where it's just you, and traffic is not a private place where it's just you.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about this. If somebody could see you pull up naked, then somebody could see you picking your nose.
Exactly. Okay, let's have a look. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, voice has it, definitely.
Voice has it.
Yep.
I'm sorry, what? No, I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm sorry, I'm really annoying myself.
When you next live and that, and if you talk about this, you're like, I can't tell you what was Spanish because it doesn't exist anymore. It's disappeared.
It's been bad.
Yeah, you got to have your own space.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and that just...
Oh, and I see it, and I agree with you, honey. Yes. Yeah. Don't go digging in your booty in public. Don't go digging in your booty in public, please, for the love of
Yeah. And then Sylvia says, if they are naked, be glad they're only picking their nose.
Right? Yeah, that's true. That's true. If I'm lucky, they're picking their nose. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So the next category we have is fashion.
Yes. I have, to narrow this down from the thousands and thousands of horrible fashion ideas, for someone who's really, really been into I've loved fashion since I was a child. I mean, just loved fashion since I was a child. Mm-hmm. So you have to understand that for me, there are so many things that I could pick from that I'm not a fond of, but I also don't think that they belong in a bins. So I had to really, really narrow this down for myself. And the first one is cold shoulder shirts.
Everybody The
Yeah,
coat.
with the cutaways on the
Mhm.
shoulders. And it's not just that. Okay, here's the thing too. You may be able to notice that it's hard to tell, but I have very wide, very sloped shoulders, and I have very pale, sort of freckly skin. So cold shoulders always made me look like a dude in a cold shoulder shirt. Like they were never flattering on me. And maybe that's why I hate them so much. Also, it's one of those fashions that had its moment, and it's time for it to go away. It's time for it to go
Yeah,
bye-bye and go get relegated to the back of the closet, because in 10-20 years it's going to come back around anyway. Everything does.
everything does. Yeah.
Yeah, so cold shoulders. Mom jeans are the bane of my existence.
Mom jeans.
Yes, if your waist is not smaller than your butt, then mom jeans are not for you. And I have a waist that is equal to or greater than my butt. So my problem with mom jeans is that I look like they're like up to here. And I look,
Yes.
and I look like Tweedledee or Tweedledum. I look like I should be sitting on a wall, and in Wonderland, and
Is that the kind of because to
yeah,
me, mum jeans should be more forgiving because you're a mum. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
is that the things that sort of push everything up the top, so it sort of
yeah.
ends up all coming up under your boobs type of thing, which is
So they're
not.
high waisted, and the problem is that I don't have a smaller waist than I do hips. So for me, they look ridiculous. I literally can't. My waist is almost larger than my hips, so I can't wear them. So maybe it's jealousy, but also I hated mom jeans the first time they came out in 1985, and they were in 1982, and they were called Jordache. I hated them then because I was a buck 05, maybe stopping wet in high school, and I still couldn't wear them because I had my waist is equal to my hips and butt.
Yeah.
So I would have to order like a 3 sizes larger, and it really accentuated anyone who had a tiny waist and like a bubble butt. It accentuated them. It looked great on them, horrible on me. So I have to ban those mom jeans.
Okay.
Um, Also, there is a red carpet and fashion phenomenon happening right now, where people are wearing big red foam boots.
Oh,
And they look like a Nintendo character. They look like Sonic the Hedgehog. They are literally big. They're foam.
I
They're
think
foam.
I've seen them.
Yeah,
Like,
and they're big red boots, and they're about this tall. They're platform boots, and then they just come up in like this glump of a boot onto your, and literally there's no. It looks like somebody cut them out of styrofoam. There is no tie, there's no zip, there's no nothing. Yeah, they look like Crocs, Croc welly things. Yes,
yeah.
exactly, Sharon. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't stand those, and I'm like bloom, 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 bloom every time I see them. Well, most of the ones I've seen are red. They do have yellow and blue, but the majority of those are bright, a very bright primary sort of red. Yeah,
Right.
those are
Okay.
my three. The
Yours.
first two because they look awful on me, and frankly, the cold shoulders are just out. The mom jeans are on their way out.
I thought when the cold shoulders came out, I thought, oh, that might be worth it for me because I've got two conditions: lipedema and lymphedema, and so my arms are really big. Okay, so I really struggle with tops because of the sleeves. And I thought, oh, cold shoulder tops would be good, won't they? Because, like, obviously there's a gap. It'll make more material. Like, it'll be wider. It'll be fine. No, it doesn't because they didn't change the armpits bit. You know what I mean? So they would just stick
Yeah,
halfway through my arm, and it would be like more like cold wrists on
yeah.
me. You know what I mean? It was like,
Oh no,
um,
Doc Martens are the exception to everybody's rule, honey. Farna, you sport them bright red. It's not the bright red that I have the problem with.
no, it's the
Yeah,
actual thing.
it's the shoe. Yeah.
Um, I'm going to admit to something. I have never wore a pair of jeans. Never. Is that weird? It is, isn't it?
No.
But again, because of the lipedema, it's in my thighs. Like I hated my legs when I was young, so I would just wear really big, long skirts that went to the floor so that no one could see. Even though, of course, you could tell. But now, if I'd been then sort of at the time, I would have said to myself, "You wear them if you want to wear it." You know what I mean? So I've never owned a pair because of my legs. So jeans don't bother me. Mom jeans, I agree with you. I would have thought that mom jeans would have sort of been able to where everything stayed in and it pulled you
Yeah.
out.
And again, I've got this big old belly, so that's that one's a, you know, it's kind of a me thing. If you don't have the shape for mom jeans.
No, but the thing is, most mums after having babies have gained a little bit of weight. That's normal, isn't it? So why wouldn't
Get a little
thing, especially if the for mom like mom jeans are,
Yeah.
doesn't make sense otherwise. I have seen these big red boot things, and I remember thinking, why on earth do they look like they're wearing their mum's, like a toddler is being put in a pair of shoes because of these little sticks come out of these big hole red boot things of like their legs, so they're just this little stick in the middle of this big hole thing, and the whole thing is just, how on earth are they walking? Do they like have to literally sort of slide step, like
Well, and if you need that, if that's a particular shoe that you need for the weather that you're dealing with to keep yourself from freezing, that's one thing. Okay, if you're wearing like a big moon boot because
yeah.
because you get 4 feet of snow where you live, that's one thing. But these Nintendo bloop bloop bloop, I mean, they were wearing them in downtown New York. They got no snow there. I mean, they get snow, but I'm just saying they weren't wearing them in the snow. They were wearing them like, crossing the street, trying to look cool. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me see if I can pull up a picture of them.
Nerf shoes. No, it's like
Here they are. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, send it.
Can I share my screen real quick? Okay. That's what I'm talking about. That is literally a human boot. Those are the boots that I'm talking about. I'm like, are you kidding me?
They look like with them being that foam stuff. You'd think that if the water, if it is raining or water, then surely they would just become heavier. So then how would you actually move your feet? And then also, if they got flowers or something, they could stick them in there and make them like a floral.
I will concede that.
They do look
and the thing is that as a reseller, I'd love to find a pair. Don't get it twisted. As a reseller, I would love to find a pair, and I would flip them so fast.
Oh, definitely.
But as a fashion choice, it's a choice that I would not be prepared to make in any lifetime.
They're terrible.
Yeah, I'm just not.
It's just nuts. People have more money than sense. Definitely.
Sometimes I think that's the case. Yeah.
Okay, people. So I'm not saving anything. If you want to banish cold shoulder tops, right? Cold. If you want to banish mom jeans, right? Jeans. If you want to banish big red foam boots, right? Boots.
Boots with the foam. The whole club would told me to go home.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
I stole them off a gnome.
I stole them off a gnome. Awesome. I love that you can do that.
I think it's the boots.
Aunt Boo, she's one of us.
I could rock. You go for it, and then you can start your own glam rock kind of gnome tribute band or something. Right. You couldn't be a gnome. He's too tall.
Yeah, Carrie, you get it. Carrie gets it.
Yep.
By the way, Aunt Boo is Carrie. That's my sister, guys. What's
her first name? Sorry.
Huh?
What's her first name?
Carrie.
Kerry.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Care? I don't know how you pronounce.
Carrie.
Kerry.
Carrie. Yep. Like carry on my wayward son.
Yeah, Kerry.
Yeah. You go with your red and black jumper.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely the boots, isn't it? Unfortunately, Nick, you'll never be able to rock them because they no longer exist. Goodbye.
Yeah, I think the boots are running away with it.
Okay, so we shall move on to the next category, which is drinks.
Oh, yes, drinky poos. Oh, wait. Oh, I had movies for some reason. Why did I have movies?
I've got that next, but you can, whichever way.
I'm good with drinks, honey. Okay, things I don't like to drink. Let's see. I don't like weak tea.
Yes, weak tea is really bad.
I like even if I'm putting cream and sugar in it, and I do put cream and sugar in my hot tea. I have to have this like a really strong, like Bewley's Irish breakfast tea is one of my favorite teas because it's such a strong black tea.
Yeah.
And I really like it brewed strong. And like I even like when we make iced tea, the Louisiana iced tea is like a black tea, and we boil up the bags, and then we add like a cup of sugar to the boiled water, and then you let it cool down. And anyway, long story short, I don't like weak tea. I don't like. Maybe I tore out the wrong thing. I don't like peach schnapps.
Right.
And anybody who says I don't like this alcohol, they don't like this alcohol because there's a very good chance that they have seen it going down and coming up. And so peach schnapps, I've seen it going down and coming up, and when it came back up, it was not nice. It was not nice. It wasn't nice. And diet soft drinks of any kind.
Diet soft drink.
Yeah, I don't drink soda that much. I drink mostly coffee and water. With the occasional tea, and then in the summertime I drink iced tea or iced coffee. But soft drinks I'll drink. I literally drink like maybe an ounce or two when I eat fast food, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So when if I'm going to treat myself and have like, a little bit of soft drink, I just give me the sugar. Give me the sugar. Don't give me the fake sugar because it's probably going to do the same thing to my body that the real sugar does. So I might as well have the kind that tastes good and doesn't have an aftertaste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. Okay, let's go through this. So I totally agree with you on weak tea because, oh my God, like I'll say to the carers, right, that like, I like it really strong. I have 2 sugars. I like it really strong, but I do have a bit of milk, and I just don't. I don't like it to be weak. I like it to look like tea, like you've actually put the tea bag in it, and you've not just like gone and scared the cup with the tea bag or something. Because that's what it seems like, and then some of them will bring us it, and it's really like white looking, and I'm like, like how's that strong? And they went, is that not strong enough? And I'm like, there's a guy here, I know you probably not know it, but he's called David Dickinson, and he has like a really bad tan, strong looking orangey brown coloured tan, and that's the way I like my cup of tea. And it's kind of like it's called like people say builder's tea here. We have like Yorkshire tea. I really like Yorkshire tea. It's really nice. So yes, I totally agree on the weak tea. It's like, what's the point? If you're going to have it weak, why have tea? Just have hot water.
Thank you. Right?
Isn't it?
Yeah, throw a bouillon cube in there and get it over with. Yeah.
Peach schnapps. I don't think I've ever had this, but then I don't actually like peach flavoured drinks very much. I think they have an awful aftertaste. So I've got no argument to save that at all because I don't think I would even try it, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't like it because, like I said, I don't like the aftertaste of things like that. Lainey likes her men like her tea strong and sweet, obviously. John says, I'm a diabetic, so no sugar in anything for me. Although sweetener is the devil too. I know. Whilst I agree with you on the diet soft drink thing, like for Joan, I am also diabetic now, and so although my aim is to lose weight again, of course, and I agree with you. I'd rather, if I'm going to treat myself, I don't buy I have in the past bought the cereal chocolate, like the chocolate bars are all low calorie because they've all got like some sort of sweetener in it as such. But to be honest, people go, oh, these are lovely, these, and I'm thinking, no, they're not. They're not.
Right.
They're not. It's like a proper, if I'm going to waste the calories, and they're usually around 100, for instance, then I'd rather add another 100 calories and have a proper, you know what I mean? Sharon.
Did you? I like her. I like her.
Tea in the bag. Very true. Well done, Sarah.
That's funny. I like that.
Liv says, I like peach snaps. My friend introduced me to the drink that is peach snaps, Southern Comfort whiskey and cranberry juice. I call it the gummy bear drink because that's what it tastes like.
Lainey, can I excuse myself for just a minute? I really have to tinkle so bad.
No problem.
I'm just sorry. I've been drinking my tea and coffee, and now that we're talking about liquor, and I'm doing the pee-pee dance. Okay, I'll be right back.
No problem. Back in the day, I drank peach snaps with lemonade and electric fuzzy. Is that what it's called? Sharon with the seagull overhead. Yeah. I feel sorry for Tony at this point. I hope he's not sitting next to you, Sharon, reading your chat. Yeah, turn your mic off, P-Gate. Yeah. If anyone doesn't know what that is one of my previous guests had like mic that he was wearing on his top, and he nipped to the loo, and while he was there, he didn't turn his mic off. Obviously, he forgot and just went to the toilet, and obviously we heard. Yeah, but I realised that I could turn it off, so thankfully. He knows his place, does he? Yeah, that's true. Sharon, I get nervous about P-Gate. Let's all sing. Yeah. It was it wasn't very good, Liv. It wasn't very good. I was just saying, Sharon said about turn your mic off because P-Gate, because Channel Nem, I don't know if you've seen him about, but his name's Neil. And anyway, he did this Banish bin, and he has to go to the toilet. He says, do you mind if I nip the toilet? I went, no problem. Totally forgetting he was actually wearing the mic, and he didn't turn it off because he just left the room. So we all heard. But if anyone wants to watch it, it's a Banish bin with Channel Nem, and you'll find it on there when you went to the toilet.
You know I'm gonna go looking for that. That's hilarious.
And then I was like, because I realised what he's doing, but then I couldn't stop laughing, and then I realised I could mute him, so I muted him.
Yeah.
So yeah. Obviously, ever since then, it was just like, yeah, P-Gate. Okay.
Okay, so yeah, I did miss one. I did miss the drinks. I'm so sorry. Okay.
That's all right. It's no problem. You still had some anyway, so it's fine. So, going back to the diet soft drinks, I agree with you completely that if I'm going to have a treat, I want something that actually tastes good and has the full sugar in. So it's the same with if I'm going to have a treat and say like some sort of chocolate bar, I don't want like a low calorie one. I want a proper one. You know what I mean? What's the point?
Right.
I might as well enjoy it. So I agree on that thing, but then I also think for the likes of people with diabetes and stuff who may need to use them, I'm actually going to save them for that reason. Even though, like I said, I do agree with you. Yeah. So I'm going to make it between the weak tea and the peach snaps. So if you want to banish weak tea, type weak. If you want to banish peach snaps, type peach. So weak or peach. There you go. Sean says peach snaps is a nothing drink. Sharon says, nah, full sugar stuff just tastes nasty. I don't think it does. I think it tastes better.
Lainey, I'm just going to do this for a second. I'm going to smoke, and I don't want to smoke on your camera unless you give me permission.
I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. You can smoke on my camera. If you're happy to do it, that's totally fine.
Are they going to fine you for that or something? Or
I don't care if they did.
Good. Sorry, I'm like, oh man.
If they don't swear, they don't ban me for the swear words and the certain things I've said on here. They're never going to. I don't think, because. Yeah, and anyway, mine's all channels blocked to under 18s. I don't have it. Like, no one on under 18 is allowed to view, supposedly, unless they write that their age is older.
Oh, Lyndon doesn't like strong tea.
Oh, I love strong tea. Absolutely,
the stronger the better for me. If it gets up and like punches me in the eyeball and chokes me, that's good tea.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't have to do that. It just needs to lift weights and stuff. But yeah, I do love a good because I put so much crap in my tea. In iced tea I put, I make it sweet because that's what we do. Yeah. And in hot tea I put cream and sugar, so yeah. Weak tea, just not my jam.
Sharon said she only gets banned for elephant tats.
What's this about the elephant tats?
Okay.
There's a story here. I know it. Dish it up, girl. Speaking of tea, huh?
So it was Sharon's birthday. Who's on there? So we were doing a live stream for the birthdays, and we were chatting. And there's a program on in the UK called Naked Attraction, right? So Sharon had never heard of it. She'd never seen it or whatever. And it's basically, the program is a dating show. So either a man or a woman comes onto the show, and there's like about 5, say it's a woman that comes on, there's about 5 men all behind screens. And what they do is they're all naked behind these screens, completely naked. They bring up, all they can see at first is their feet, okay? They bring up the shutter, we'll say, to waist height, so you can see all the bits they've got. And there was a guy who had quite a big bit, and he had an elephant tattoo where his willy was the trunk. Okay.
I kind of love that.
So,
I'd be the guy that dated that guy just for shits and giggles.
So I said, we were a bit drunk because we'd been drinking for Sharon's birthday. So I said, oh, you've never seen it. So I Googled on YouTube, which it is on. It's on YouTube. You can go and watch it. So I said, I'll show you. So I shared it. So we're watching it, and YouTube shut my stream down. Yeah, because I was showing people's appendages when I was a bit drunk. Yeah, and to get it, she did choose the man because that's how they choose. They have to get rid of someone in for each bit that's raised.
Oh yeah, you got to keep elephant trunk. Our old elephant.
Yeah. And at the end, when she chooses him as last, she has to get
morbid curiosity would make you choose that.
So if you Google naked attraction on YouTube, you will find Elephant Man.
Oh my God.
Probably won't know who that is, but yeah. It just
cut off in his brain.
Yeah. He was. We didn't realise at first because it blocks your whole screen when you share something, doesn't it? So I didn't know no one was there. And eventually we were like, oh, no one's there. We had to go back and it started again and everything. It was just so funny. But
that is awesome.
Yeah, but
it's not awesome for you, but it's
It was just completely like my whole logic just went, because I thought, why would I think they would let us share it? You know what I mean? But then I thought, well, hold on, they've got it on YouTube, so why shouldn't I be allowed to share it?
Maybe they've got their notifications on over 18 only, or so. I don't know.
But mine's on that, so I don't know. But maybe it's because I was doing it live. I don't know, but it was funny. It's now a running joke now,
They
obviously.
get me for a copyright strike. They'd be like, "That is a copyrighted weenie.
Yeah.
You may not copy it."
But honestly, who does that? Like, who has that sort of thing? Anyway, going back to this, I think
I don't know, but that's fantastic.
I think it's the weak tea that's gone. To be honest, so yay, weak tea. Sorry,
That's-
Lin. I tell you what Lin could do, right? Is she could take a bit of strong tea, put that in a cup, put more water in, put a bit more milk in, and there you go, sorted. And she's got weak tea, innit?
There we go. Yeah, peach schnapps never did anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Glenn says African or Indian elephant.
I mean,
I
could be a
didn't.
mastodon.
I
Could be
didn't check how big.
elephant.
I didn't check how big the ears were, so I'm not sure.
Or if it had tuscuses.
Yeah. YouTube is a mess with what it removes, what it leaves up. It makes zero sense. I know, totally
Yeah,
agree.
sometimes that's true.
Okay, so next category is films. Sorry, it's the way I say it. Film.
My 80s kids are going to crucify me for this. Gremlins. I just found it too chaotic, and it was just chaos for chaos sake, and I didn't like it. So Gremlins, The Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid film, and Veronica can tell you, I have gone off on a tangent on this one. The Little Mermaid film. In order for her to get this dude to like her, she decides that she's going to give up her voice and change her personal appearance and put her friends in compromising positions and disobey her parents. So all for a boy. So this boy is so lit that she is actually going to give away her voice. And that message is awful for little girls, I think. I mean, don't give up your voice. Don't give up your opportunity to speak your truth. Don't do that for a stupid boy. My God. Especially, I don't know, handsome prince, whatever. But and then anything with Vin Diesel, his nose bothers me.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like Vin Diesel. I just think I'm sure the guy is fine. I'm sure he's a good person, maybe. But he comes across as thick. He comes across as like a little dim in the light bulb to me.
Yeah. Never trusted an elephant with his trunk up. Okay.
Part of Your World does slap, and Under the Sea is slapperific, but the music is great. The music is great, but the message, I hate the message in The Little Mermaid. Change everything about yourself, and then you get a handsome prince.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. And sell out to some evil person, and
Yeah.
I can't stand it. I'm sorry, but as a woman, it drives me crazy.
Okay, let's go through them. I'm going to start with Little Mermaid. I totally get your reasoning. I do like it though. Like, I know that sounds wrong. I don't like what it is, if that makes sense. But the music is cool.
The music is cool. I'm not even gonna lie.
Anything like that, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I totally get what you mean about Disney, but I do love Disney at the same, like, you know what I mean? Like I think, well, my son loved The Lion King. My daughter loved Oliver and Company. And I totally get what you mean. In all of the, like, the beauty is asleep and some guy just comes and kisses her. That's just wrong, isn't it? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
that's technically that is non-consensual sexual assault.
Exactly.
Pretty sure.
I totally get it, but at the same time, when you're putting it against Vin Diesel, doesn't really bother me as such, but I just find that other than like Fast and Furious, he doesn't really have like any other side to him. He has this kind of
talent. He doesn't talent.
He has this kind of stare that he does, and that's about it. And he has it in like, and how he saves the day, like, you know, he's going so fast in a truck round the corner, and then the truck like half hangs off the edge of a cliff, but weirdly it doesn't fall. I mean, you know, he doesn't die and out, but that's also the whole.
Sadly,
Yeah, it's also the whole double James Bond sort of thing as well, which drives me insane. But yeah, all of them, you know, Cinderella, she's got to fit in a shoe. If she doesn't fit in the shoe and whatever, and oh my god, it's like, yeah, I totally get that, but at the same time, I do really love them all as well.
yeah, I just sing the songs.
They were starting to change things, you know, like with Brave, and with Frozen, because, you know, and so on, you know, but like
and Moana and Mulan.
They were having like more powerful female, but that's because that's how the world was, though, isn't it? And what do they do? Do they change them and update them, or do we have to keep things like that to show that we've improved? Do you know what I mean? I don't know.
Good yardstick, yeah.
Yeah, but I think I've got to save Gremlins, and the reason I've got to save Gremlins is my brother's dog is called Mogwai for one, and it's very cute. But Gizmo was so cute on Gremlins, but it was a bit like, what's the word? It was a bit nuts, wasn't it, for its time, I suppose. Do you know what I mean? But I think I'm going to save it. So I'm going to save Gremlins. So I'll let the chat decide between The Little Mermaid and Vin Diesel. If you want to banish, The Little Mermaid, type Mermaid. If you want to banish Vin Diesel, type Vin. So, bye, Boo.
Ever rescued by a man? Yeah. When does it end, right? Mulan, it should have ended at Mulan. She was the rescuer.
I loved Mulan.
And I saw a statement earlier. Somebody said Disney whitewashes everything. Yes, they do. Try watching Pocahontas and not cringing about that. My God, we know what we did to the Native Americans, and it has nothing to do with that movie whatsoever. We were not that kind.
Have you ever seen?
We were evil then.
Have you ever seen a YouTuber called Paint?
Mm-mm.
Okay. After this, I'll show you. He does videos about he does sing songs about the alternative Disney. You've got to listen to them. They're really good.
Yeah, you'll have to hook me up with the link. Absolutely.
I will. Macamula said, "You can't tell me that nobody in that Cinderella kingdom doesn't have the same shoe size."
Yeah, I wondered about that when I was a little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pocahontas is nothing like the true story. They screwed her over, and they just screwed her people over. And we know what, the American settlers did to the Native Americans, and frankly, what we're still doing. So, I get that. Trust me. The Fudge Factory just disowned you.
Disney's very dark. Disney's villainous is where it's at. Sorry.
Now I do kind of like the evil queen in Snow White, but that's because of a style choice. Her style choices that has nothing to do with the red lipstick and the hair. Girl is working. She is bringing it. She's giving me evil. She's giving me queen. She's giving me all the things that I need. She's giving me red nails.
I think, like I said, it was just that time, wasn't it? That's how it was. That women were supposed to sort of swoon at men and
yes,
told and everything was for them and blah blah blah. And obviously they have changed with the times, but obviously back then in those days. Yeah, wasn't good, was it? But I do, as I said, I do still love it. I love the songs. I love Sebastian, the crab.
I love Under the Sea. I would dance to it to this day. So it's not that I hated the entire movie. I just, I hate the message.
It's not what you want to teach your daughter, is it? Essentially.
Yeah, I don't like the message.
You
And
have to disobey your parents. You have to fall in love with a man and do anything for him, and willingly to lose your voice, every single thing. Like, give up your soul, essentially.
yeah.
Yeah. I can't work out who's winning because there's so much, like,
There's
think
there's a lot of talk. Sorry.
I think it's Vin Diesel, to be honest.
Yeah, I would not be surprised. He's a little on the
Yeah, the
sorry.
only thing I like him for, and it's in really is, and he's not even himself, is when he's Groot and Guardians of the Galaxy. And to be honest, I am Groot. Someone else can say that, can't they? It doesn't really need him.
They
It's not
can't.
like
That's the
physical
thing.
appearance.
I love the character of Groot, but that's not like him
Yeah.
building a character. Literally, all he says is "I am
Thanks,
Groot." It's how everybody else reacts to him. Yeah.
Yeah. Sean saying Vin has it, yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Sorry, Vin Diesel. The Fast and the Furious will now have to end. Okay, so we've got one category left, which is random mix, which is where you can pick anything you want from whatever.
Like okay, but remember that you let me do this.
Okay.
The first random thing is the hair that grows on your big toes.
Okay, right.
I don't understand it. They get so long because sometimes you forget and you're wearing tennis shoes all winter or whatever. But literally having to shave one's big toe, and every woman has to do it pretty much, unless you have like really, really fine hair. But the hair that grows on your big toe, that drives me crazy.
Yeah.
It drives me crazy. I'm like, why do I have to bend over and shave my big toe? I already had to shave my whole leg. And while I'm down there, now I have to shave off the toe hair too.
Yeah.
And I feel like a hobbit every time I look at it. And it's just, it's so bad. Also, mosquitoes. What
Okay.
what on God's green earth? Why do they exist? Why? They do nothing for the environment. They don't make anything better. They don't pollinate. They don't do anything but get born, run around infecting people and stabbing people with their mouths, and then die. That's what they do.
Yeah.
They get born, they stab people with their mouths, they lay eggs and die and possibly spread disease like diphtheria.
Right.
Yeah. Mosquitoes are the most useless things on God's green earth. I don't understand why they exist.
Okay.
And then for my final banish, I honestly, sometimes when I'm looking for an answer, I look to the skies. And the thing that I noticed is that there is always something large and bright in my way, and it makes it very, very difficult to see the answers past it. So sometimes it's larger and brighter, and it's blocking all of the other planets. It is, in fact, Uranus.
Okay.
Yeah, so Uranus bothers me.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I'll put some pants on next time.
Uranus is just the worst. Uranus is, it's like Jupiter's Jupiter's annoying little brother. I'm just saying, not Uranus. Oh, yes, Uranus. Yes, Uranus.
I don't think I've ever heard anyone say Uranus so many times in the one space of, like, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, think about it. Uranus is, Uranus is ice cold. Uranus is dense. Uranus is dark.
I know a few people like that.
I mean, Uranus just has nothing good going on for it. We can't get rid of Uranus because we need Uranus, but we're not fond of Uranus. We're just not. Uranus is not.
To be fair,
cool. Uranus is not cool.
I'm not fond of anyone's Uranus, actually. To be fair, so
I can see Uranus. I can see Uranus. I can see Uranus with my naked eye. I can see it.
Okay. Glenn says, "Well, what will you sit on?"
A chair.
A chair.
I don't understand the question.
He's been rude. Your bum hole, Uranus. Yes, that kind of thing.
Never look at Uranus the same again. I'll never look at Uranus either, Sharon.
we'll just not be looking at anyone's Uranus.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be like a hairy toe thing. Okay, we'll start.
Yeah.
We'll start with hairy toes because, yes, why? Maybe they think that as you get older, you need to keep your toes warm for some reason because women haven't always had hairy toes. You know what I mean?
It's to aggravate fat people when they bend over. I know I'm fat, so when I bend over, I get aggravated by that toe hair.
Yeah, definitely. And it's the same with any extra hair, physical, you know what I mean? So something tells me you chose this one just to say Uranus lots of times on the internet, love.
What? I would never. I don't know what you're talking about.
Uranus? Yeah, like also it's the same with like chin hair and boob hair and everywhere you get hair that you just don't require. Like, why? Like, it's just frustrating. But I agree in the sense of like my toes down there, and that's extra added work to actually get there to sort it out. Okay. I don't know what to do because I'm quite. You might find this weird in the sense of like I quite think I should like mosquitoes. I know they spread disease, okay. I know in certain parts of the country, if you get bitten by one, it can kill you. But then there's this other side of me that thinks that like they're part of the circle of life, and as part of the circle of life, they are food to something. So I'm kind of like, and because I kind of think so, like I've had people try and put like wasps in and other things as well, but there is a purpose for them, or might not be fully aware what it is, and I'm assuming I don't know if they do anything towards, you know, life in the world and all that. However, I do think they are food to something. It would be nice if obviously people were all immune to whatever it was that they were carrying, so that there wasn't a problem with it. So I can see why you would want to banish it, but then would it have an effect on something else if that were the case? Because, as I said, if they are a good source of food for some other thing, then maybe that would then have a, what's it called, a thingy effect. When something happens and then something happens because of that happening, and what's the word?
Oh, like a domino effect, yeah.
Yeah, kind of thing. So it might be weird, but I am going to save mosquitoes. Strange, I know. Uranus. There's a lot of Uranuses around, and I don't want to see anyone's, not even mine, for one. And that one that's blocking the view. I mean, to be fair, if I bent over, I'd block the view quite a lot as well. So, and you know, whilst I would like a smaller, you know, if we could make it a bit smaller.
If we could make Uranus smaller, yeah, that would be. I would be more okay with Uranus.
Yeah, definitely. But I can only save one anyway, so, and I've already saved mosquitoes, so it has to come to the choice of the chat. Yeah. So, do you want to banish hairy big toes type toes? And if you want to banish Uranus type Uranus, we're gonna. I'm kind of hoping we're going to have lots of toes rather than other body parts. Lindsay said, I wish this woman could only grow hair on her head and also eyebrows and eyelashes, but nothing else. It would save so much time and effort. Yeah, she's just now admitted to what she does in certain areas, hasn't she? Yeah, definitely toes.
Oh, it looks like they're trying to save Uranus.
Yeah. Glenn's playing safe. Lib's torn. Nick went with Harry-Anus. Lovely, Nick. Yeah, Lindsay's got no comment there, Nick. I'm sorry, but you know, it wasn't my fault. It was what you said. Yes, Yes, Sean, the toes have it. The hairy toe. I mean, we're keeping the toes, just not the hair on them. That's yeah, that's the thing. And we're at the end. That was so much fun.
I had a good time. Thank you
I'm
so
so
much.
pleased you did. I'm so pleased you did. It was a lot of fun.
The
And,
toes do have it. We've saved Uranus, guys.
We saved all your eye.
Yeah, I totally did that for the chat. I was like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah. Because as soon as there's a word that you can make it crude,
Yeah.
everyone's gone there, haven't they? They've gone there. You know, I think it's that
Yeah, they
sort
actually have in Missouri where I live, they actually have a town named Uranus. And they have a Uranus fudge factory. That's no lie. And I'm sure they built the fudge factory because the town's name is Uranus. But yeah, they claimed that Uranus has the best fudge in Missouri. So you got to go there. And my friend went there. She got all kinds of T-shirts and stuff. She loved
Oh my God. Can you imagine if someone bought a T-shirt and it's like Uranus has the best fudge or something, and you kind of like other people who don't know it, you're like,
yeah, she and her husband each got 2 T-shirts. Yeah, they had a lot of fun in Uranus.
Sylvia is known as the Fudge Fairy, so she's going to have some competition there with Uranus's Fudge Factory.
Yeah. Liv, I swear to God, it's real. Look it up online. It's not a joke. It's actually on. I think it's off of Highway 70. I think.
Yeah.
It's either off of 70 or 44. I don't remember.
Because Sylvia, who's fauna, makes, oh my God, she makes the best fudge. And
I love good fudge.
Yeah, she did some chocolate orange flavor, and then she did chocolate flavor, and then I asked her, because I absolutely love Biscoff, Lotus Biscoff. She's going to do Lotus Biscoff flavored fudge, which I can't wait to try. I can't wait to try. It's like my favorite. But yeah, thank you so much for doing this.
It was my pleasure.
I will. Next week we have George's Treasure Shed on at the same time as per usual. And as I said, if you're not already subscribed to Glamour, there is in the bottom in the description a link to her channel. If anyone wants to put it in the side, that would be good as well. Thank you. Sean says, thanks, Glamour. Great fun. And Lainey. Sylvie said, I finally did my Fudge Fairy logo. Oh, is that I can't see. I don't know if that'll show. Hold on. Fudge Fairy.
Oh, it's so cute.
Yeah, but you do look like something out. You look like something out of Disney, doesn't she?
She does. She looks like the exact type of fairy godmother that we all think of. That's lovely. Not she, but the logo does.
What is Mackinac? Mackinac Island fudge is?
Mackinac Island fudge is delicious. Mackinac Island, I think, is a. I know it's an island. I want to say off of like one of the Carolinas, maybe.
Yeah.
In the U.S., yeah. We
like. Well, people of Sunderland are called Mackhams, so I'm like, oh, it sounds like I should be.
Yeah.
Something close. Sharon says, thanks, it's been great fun. Where was I? I'm skipping too far down. No, we won't be showing the Elephant Man, Chris. Says, have a lovely rest of the evening. Thanks to both of you in the chat, says Glenn. Fabulous show, thank you. Lindsay loves your logo for the Fudge Fairy. Go and sit on Uranus now.
I won't. I don't like Uranus, so I won't sit on it.
I won't sit on the chair. I'll sit on mine. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay.
Chris, thanks for reminding me to check that out after this. Oh yes, the don't forget Naked Attraction. You'll find it. Don't worry. Sylvia says it's me as a chubby fudge eating fairy, complete with my purple hair, and you look wonderful, of course. Sharon says, night peeps, be good, and if you can't, don't get caught.
That's right.
Good.
I like that.
Yeah. Nick says, great show. Liv says, it's in Michigan with yummy fudge.
Okay.
Nice. Andrea says, thank you both. That was fun. Liv says, this was very fun. Thank you both. Thank you all for being part of it. Sean says, good night, all. Veronica says, have a good rest of your day, friends. And Sylvia says, it was a laugh. Check out the elephant tattoo and Nem's P gate. Don't forget, people. Okay, so we're going to say bye to everyone. As I said, don't forget, Glammaz's link is in the description, and we'll catch you next week. Well, I will, and Glammaz will catch you on our channel, so don't forget to be there. Bye.